Welcome back once again. For more details, we're very delighted to be having with us over the phone live Her Excellency Ambassador Soad Shalaby, former Assistant Foreign Minister. Good morning, Ambassador Soad.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
First of all, how important is that meeting and for both parts, the Soad and IPAD?
Of course, this summit is very important because it advances the second 10-year implementation plan of the Agenda 2063. That means that it is part of the process that is taking place. These summits are crucial. They coordinate the development programs and they foster partnership for the long-term development goals.
Right, long-term development goals, that's a good phrase. The long-term development goals are goals that are shared by almost all fronts of the summit. What are the meeting points that they would come to agree on when they share ideas, they focus on plans probably, and most of the other details?
Yes, of course, this meeting was, of course, it was virtual, and it took place 2 days ago. It was the summit, and it was prior to the physical AU summit. It was virtual, and it was held where President Sisi reaffirmed Egypt's commitment to foster interconnectedness between governments and financial institutions. And this was a crucial meeting because, of course, it links all the programs that has been taken place between the African countries and the financial institutions regarding the future of of development programs. So, so it was mainly to focus this summit focus on accelerating the regional integration. It was mainly for implementing Agenda 2063 projects. It was mainly to address economic challenges with the recent 2026 focus on infrastructure and sustainable development.
Right. So how would the new Partnership for Development in Africa, NEPAD, help the quick execution of the trans-border projects between the African countries?
It means a lot. It means that there is emphasizing on digital transformation. It means emphasizing on energy and industrialization. And that is why the core agenda discussions were focused on the regional infrastructure projects, which are energy, transport, economic recovery, the response after COVID-19, mobilizing resources for African development. So it was mainly focusing on many things, including sustainable water and digital infrastructure and industrialization. So it was a 10-year implementation plan for all the countries that are meeting in that summit.
Right. Ambassador Soad, there are fixed challenges and there are fixed goals, strategic goals that has been set for almost 10 years back, which is fit for every nation, for the developmental progress of any nation. But then with the advent of world crisis around and political changes and probably climatic changes and other challenges, those goals might twist or change. So again, from your own assessment, what are the common goals that the African countries inside the continent share together, they should work seriously on from now on?
Well, of course, the challenges are facing all the countries, especially the debt burden, and of course, it is pressuring on the development agenda. But because for instance, the African continental free trade area is around, and they are all committed to the free trade and opening the borders between these countries. That is why the 39 members from Africa, out of 55 who have joined this initiative, and with the total population of 583 million, and the total gross domestic product, the GDP is $805 billion. They can do a lot. They can do export, they can do import, they can trade in goods. They can the trade could reach more than it is now. For instance, it is now $324 billion. They can have bigger targets and increase the rate of economic growth, and they can boost the trade exchange over the years. So there are many obstacles, and there are reasons for regional integration, and there are reasons to promote commercial ties and trade relations between the members of AU Development Agency, NEPAD.
Right. Ambassador Soad, it's very obvious that Egypt have been renowned and recognized as one of the iconic soft powers inside the continent, not only inside the continent, but worldwide. Ever since with the advent of the admission of President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi into office as a president, that has been our strategies, the soft power and the soft diplomacy. So definitely Egypt have a huge role to play inside the African continent, and especially when it comes to summits like that. Talk to us about your own vision of Egypt's role concerning this year.
Yes, of course, Egypt has it takes to play a key role, especially that they are also presiding over the Peace and Security Council in the African Union. So it is a big role, and Egypt has always taken that responsibility of African regional integration, and also to mediate in conflicts and try to also boost investment, foreign investment to the continent. So, of course, Egypt supports private sector, job creation. Egypt also helps in health and education, in training of Africans, whether it is in the fields of police, or in the field of military, or in civilian sectors such as agriculture and water security, and of course in many different sectors of peacekeeping, and of course economic also development. So in climate change as well, Egypt has been taking a lot of initiatives for green investment, and facing the problems of climate change, and of course organizing many meetings in Africa and in Egypt for African countries, in order to collaborate with African banks and financial institutions, and to support the global value chains, of course. whether it is oil, gas, automobile industry, renewable energy, textiles, and garment industries. So these sectors are for Egypt. They are the pioneers or the initiatives that Egypt has been doing. And as you know, it is the agenda of Egyptian strategic partnership and foreign policy has always put Africa on the top, whether it is historically or culturally or geographically or economically. So it's Africa is a young continent, and the youth comprise 65% of the population. So it is a giant market full of promising opportunities.
Of
and
course.
of course, yes.
Please, continue, if you like to continue.
No, I'm saying that there is a wealth of natural resources that the whole continent can offer to all the world. That is why the importance of Egypt-African relations lies in the, as you said, in the soft power that Egypt is offering to all its African brothers and sisters.
Right. You said a very good phrase, which is this is a continent that is always youthful, and it's almost full of opportunities. Opportunities in the sense of natural resources, first of all. The high population is also another opportunity that could be invested on in the best way, and other sources, like sources of energy, like if you could invest on transportation, infrastructure. So there are some fields that we could have continental linkage projects between different African countries and Egypt. The main fields now that are open for us now are the energy, transportation, and infrastructure, of course. That could be the foundation for any development. If you like to elaborate.
Yes, of course. And actually there is an upcoming event that African Business Summit will take place in Egypt, and Egypt has announced this, the plans to organize the summit during 2026 to strengthen the link between the private sector and the African governments. And of course, this is an initiative from Egypt. Of course, as you said, there is the energy access, the mission 300. The initiative aims to connect 300 million Africans to electricity by 2030 through strategic partnerships. So this is one of the things that the EU Development Agency, NEPAD, is looking up to, and also accelerating projects under the PIDA, which is the Program for Infrastructure Development in Africa, including maritime and electrical links. So
right.
That is the focus that Egypt is going to work on around.
Right. At this smart note, I would like to thank you, Your Excellency, Ambassador Soad Shalaby, and you are a former Assistant Foreign Minister. Thank you so much for talking to The Breakfast Show, and you have a good day.